Hey, this is Cuddles, and I'm here with...
It's me! Yeah, I've been told to be quiet on this one because I was cheeky and got to do the beta release, so...
Very, very, very cheeky. Some of us were stuck at work today, whilst other people were working at home.
I got to watch all the live streams!
Which is why you're here, because although I've managed to catch up in a couple of hours since I've got home, I'm very excited. We've just watched the Frontier stream, haven't we?
Yeah, it wasn't very long, but oh my god, there was so much
17 minutes.
Yeah, that was it. I gotta admit, I was expecting longer.
I was a little, but we've also found out a lot of information today.
Oh no, there's a ton of stuff. I mean, you include the people that were streaming pretty much
You
since
mean the ones you
2
watched?
o'clock. Yeah, if you include all of that, plus obviously what they've revealed.
A lot
there's
of information.
Ton of information.
So, first things first, let's get the important things over and done with. 4 new animals today. No, 5 new animals in the end.
Is it 5?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So, we have Pumbaa.
Pumbaa.
I'm
going to guess warthog.
Warthog, for
Okay.
anyone who knows the old Timon and Pumbaa. Ostrich, common ostrich.
Yep.
That. To be honest with you, I was surprised that was an announcement today, because I swear to God that's been in footage before.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure when they've done the choice of 3 animals to pick from,
Ostrich has been there.
I thought it's been there, so I don't know if that was an announcement.
We just might be dunces.
Yeah, there is a chance.
Yeah.
We have already, qualified ourselves on that.
Now, the very much contentious tortoise. Today, the only thing that I could keep up with was forums and Facebook.
Yep.
And there was some debate as to whether the tortoise was actually the Galapagos tortoise or an actual other tortoise.
It was I don't know, but
Blah, blah, blah,
I
blah.
will say I have seen a horrific amount of dead tortoises today. A
That,
horrific
that
amount.
was... Yeah, we'll get into that in a moment.
Yeah, and hippos.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I've seen a little...
The humanity.
Oh. Right, there's also the, the lemon poison frog. Now, that's going to live in a
side-scrolling platformy game.
terrarium.
Yes.
So, they're living in terrariums.
Yes.
And I think later on this afternoon, once everyone actually got their hands to play a little bit of footage at Gamescom, we saw the snow leopard.
Yes.
Oh,
Which was
wow.
really cool because of the... Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, you're not.
Am I
Actually,
not? Is that
I'm
what we're
going to
going
lead
into?
us in. Because
Go.
actually, you've watched quite a bit of footage today.
I did.
I've had edited highlights that you've shown me this evening
Yep.
before we watched the official Frontier 17 minutes. And one of the things that actually was really exciting to see, and you found it for me, was how temperature plays a majorly important part in this game.
Yeah, I remember seeing the guy. Apologies, I can't remember which particular streamer it was because there's been a decent amount today. But went straight to the terrain painting tool. Just selected snow.
As you would do,
Yep, started to paint the environment because his snow leopard was very unhappy.
because it wanted more snow.
Of course. And yeah, all the literally was as if he was clicking the ground and nothing was happening.
And he was a bit confused for a few minutes.
Yeah.
I will say, give him some credit, because he actually did work it out.
Yeah.
And actually, you need to cool the ground temperature using the coolers before you can paint the snow.
Yeah, so temperature plays a huge part of it, and obviously the actual temperature that the animals are happy to...
There's actually a temperature gauge in the
Yep.
corner of your screen, so it's actually telling you the live temperature at all times.
Yeah, which is crazy, and it changes. Like it
goes up and
changes
down.
with the weather and things.
So I
It's-
think it was the same streamer, wasn't it?
Yep.
At the end of his stream, he was playing with the weather, so you can adjust the time. Which I gotta say, I really like the slidey bar for the time. So you can slide
Yeah,
the time back and forth.
to change the
It's
time.
much quicker to change the time than playing a coaster. But he was also playing with the weather, and he made it cloudy.
Are we jumping ahead of ourselves? I know you've got meticulous notes.
No.
all of this.
Weather.
Okay.
It's fine to discuss weather and everything. It's okay. You don't need to stick to the meticulous notes that are in front of us.
I know what you're like. I'm the person that's looking at the screen, and their bear's just got free and is now running around the guests. Whereas
Yeah,
I know
you are.
you've paused the game, and you're meticulously making sure everything's safe. So I
However-
don't want to ruin the flow.
However, I can lead us through all subjects. trust me.
Okay, that's fine.
So, if we can go back to weather, because actually I wouldn't mind talking about that, because actually what we were talking about was he changed it to cloudy,
Yep.
and the temperature dropped a little bit,
Yep.
and the clouds certainly came across,
Yeah, so it was like a temperate. It was about 20 degrees.
and it dropped to about 17 degrees with,
Yeah.
with cloud.
I think at its worst it was like 11 degrees with when the
That-
clouds really kicked in.
Then he brought in the rain,
Yep.
and he spent quite a bit of time, and the temperature dropped with the rain again, and I was really pleased to see, because the guests got umbrellas out.
Yep.
Yeah, but also he spent quite a bit of time actually looking at how the rain interacted with the terrain.
It was actually running down buildings and stuff. It was incredible.
It was running off of roofs. Also, it was having water on water. What would you call that? You were really amazed by that, weren't you?
Oh, the ripple effect. As the raindrops were hitting the water, it actually creates small ripples in the large lake in the
and you
centre.
said that was pretty clever.
It was really impressive. I didn't think it was going to happen. I honestly didn't think they were going to do it because obviously I don't know whether it's only going to appear if you've got your graphics turned right up. Because normally that's quite intensive.
That's why I'm stealing your machine.
No.
It's mine. So, and then what he did was he swapped it to snow.
Yeah. That blew me away.
I thought, yeah, whatever. It's going to just snow on the screen, but it's not going to settle. And it settled.
It really settled.
It really, really settled. But the fascinating part was it settled in open areas. But under the shelters, no snow.
Even under trees, which I was surprised at. I know I shouldn't be.
There was no snow under the trees.
Because, that was absolutely amazing.
I don't know why we keep getting surprised by this game and by how in-depth and detailed it looks like it's going to be, but each time I see something new, I get further and further excited.
Yeah, the possibilities and the things that are... it's the pure potential. That's the thing.
So, I got to watch a couple of streaming parts.
Yep.
And the management nutter inside me got very excited. There are hundreds of tabs.
Yeah.
There are tabs for everything.
Oh my god, it's an information overload, the amount of things that are there.
There are tabs for all the different staff and all the functions that they can do. It's even just the front control panel, which was the opening hours for the zoo, donations, prices.
Oh, there was your inspector report as well.
Yeah, there's an inspector's report.
Yeah, I have no idea quite how that's going to work.
I think that will give your zoo the stars.
I might do actually, yeah, that would make sense.
And then again, I suppose, because there was also marketing mentioned on that front page.
There was, yep.
So I thought that was quite exciting. It was interesting to see the confirmed staff as well.
Yep.
I was watching, because we were watching a lovely girl. She's a German girl. Again, I'm really sorry. I don't know her name. Was it Bose?
I will go through and put all of the streamers and that in the description below.
And she was having a problem with her bears.
Yes.
They kept escaping.
Mainly because, not looking at the
there
notifications.
was a lot of red warnings. I was really triggered.
Triggering, yeah.
Totally triggered. I was like, no, I'd pause the game, I'd correct everything, then I'd start playing the game. And then I'd start changing everything.
Might be why we weren't invited.
Yeah, it probably is. But anyway, she had a problem with her bears. Basically, it looks to me as if your fencing deteriorates over time, which makes a lot of sense. It's the same as Planko. Your roller coasters deteriorate. And she was having difficulty, and basically the bears were running loose in the end around the park, which for a while wasn't a problem for her. But what she managed to do in the end was work out that if she called the mechanic, the mechanic came, they repaired the fencing. Once the fencing was repaired, the zookeepers will then automatically catch the animals and bring them back in boxes or crates to your exhibit, and then you can re-release them back into your exhibit.
But here's a question, because I have not played Planko as much as you have. Is that something that you can do? Because I noticed that they were like summoning vets and summoning zookeepers to do things.
This excites me because I think this is a priority giver for those characters. So one of the issues that I've always had with Planko is if my roller coaster breaks down, but I only employ 2 mechanics because I'm usually quite pikey. But if my 2 mechanics are stuck on the other side of the park and they've got to get through to get to us, there's always the difficulty. And I've said I'm excited about Staff Pass because that'll speed everyone's journey up. But also, I think that this is a way of prioritising their workload. So you're prioritising that you need the mechanic to come and fix it. Now, of course, if you're me, your fences will never fall apart, but they might start to wear. So at that point, I will call my mechanic out to come and fix my fences. But I actually thought that was brilliant, and also calling the vet. Now, I'm not sure about... It seems to me, and I know this is a sensitive subject, people, Okay,
But
unfortunately, a lot of the streamers had some unfortunate deaths. Now, I think they deal with this really sweetly with the whole in memory of, as you go over a dead animal.
I watched literally the first stream I watched. It was the first stream they switched on.
He was traumatised. He was so traumatised.
Hippos.
This poor man.
4 dead hippos. Worse, one of the hippos killed another hippo.
I mean, you were totally traumatised. I got a phone call that literally said I'm watching hippos die live on screen.
I was.
I
sent you a picture of one of them in the vets.
I know. They didn't save that one either, did they?
No, he didn't kill that one as well.
Anyway, so okay, but my point being is that so there were some unfortunate deaths, and they deal with this by rest in peace, and almost a stone appears that you click on.
There is no little box and then they disappear.
No.
That animal sits there dead with flies around it.
And then these flies. I mean, we watched a tortoise die, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it was stuck in a pond, and these flies started to gather around it, and the girl didn't think she knew what to do. Now, I think, and I don't know.
She kept summoning a vet. Horses bolted. Honestly,
like,
you just need a dude with like
a shovel.
Well, I was going to say like a skimmer because it was stuck in a pond.
It was
just really a net. You need anybody, just somebody with a net.
But it might be that call the vet is the way of getting rid of your dead animal.
It seems like, well, it just doesn't seem that it's particularly...
I mean, vets are expensive. You don't want to call them for a dead one.
That's my point. Just get, Craig, one of your janitors,
to bring a bin bag.
Just fish it
That's
out.
Harsh.
It is harsh.
Yeah, it is harsh. Yeah, that's not
well, no, you've got guest pass.
Think if that was our pupple.
No, you got guest pass. They don't need to see the dude with a turtle in a carrier bag.
Think if that was your pupple. Take those words back.
No.
Anyway, so I don't yet know how you get rid of a dead animal, because she never ever managed to get rid of this dead tortoise from the exhibit. So that is yet another Cuddles question.
I
was going to post it to Frontier and ask it.
I have seen, obviously, a lot of death today, and there was, I don't know whether there's a certain period of time, either that just a certain period of time they eventually disappear.
To make you feel bad, because you killed an animal.
Yeah. Or whether over the period of time, eventually a zookeeper or a vet was turning up and removing the animal.
But it was there for quite a period of time.
The turtle we saw was there for a very long time.
Because it did get flies.
No, it was pretty nasty.
And a litter, I don't know if they're called a litter, but a hatchling or whatever it's called of other tortoises, were actually born after it died.
Yeah, I mean, there was the one remaining adult turtle that was basically saying just don't go in the pool.
Yeah, because this other dude is dead in the pool.
Yeah. Uncle Shiad or something is in the pool dead. Just don't go in there. Don't even look, to be honest.
So anyway, let's move on from death. Okay?
Oh, thank God,
yeah,
yes.
we will move on.
Yes.
But I actually, fair play, round of applause to Planet Zoo Frontier, because you have actually taken something and you've done it respectfully, but you've actually faced the fact that animals do die.
Oh my God, the investment.
Yeah, I'm going to cry.
I can imagine when you've actually spent a lot of time breeding and just trying to get that perfect animal, and then next thing,
dies.
because I know, on a side note, I play, as you know, Crusader Kings 2 a lot. And in that, the amount of times you try and get the perfect wife or the perfect husband for your particular ruler to have the best stats.
Oh, Grimbles!
To have the best stats for your offspring, and then the little sod goes and falls off a roof and dies, which I've had multiple times. I don't know why.
Anyway!
No, but I can that is heartbreaking, because I can imagine
I get it.
when you've been breeding the perfect program to have the perfect animal, and then it dies. Oh my God, that's going to be horrendous.
I actually think I will cry.
It's going to be awful.
I think people are going to hear me in my Let's Play crying, which I apologise for now, because it's not a pretty sight and it's not a pretty noise. Right,
there are snot bubbles.
Moving on slightly,
yes.
We've seen a little bit more of the building tools. Now, as Mr. Creativity, as we call you, what were your thoughts?
Curved walls. Oh, God wills it! Curved walls. Sorry, I'm back in Crusader Kings. Curved walls.
Curved walls and children.
It was incredible. I really, really liked that. You could see in even just the basic, it wasn't basic, it was very impressive actually, the scenario zoo that they showed for the streams. Some of the stuff they're doing in there was absolutely amazing. Just with simple curved walls, it was making really interesting habitats with paths curving around walls, and the walls having glass in, and just it looked really, really good, rather than just square enclosures or rectangular enclosures all over the place.
I liked what I saw. I mean, I saw that. I think I can handle those. I think I can place them. What I also liked, it almost took me back actually to Zoo Tycoon 2, where they brought out that predictive walls, the predictive enclosures.
Yep.
Where you made those instead of having to put each individual piece. I actually thought it looked really good. But I tell you what, I also saw was natural shelters.
Yeah, that literally you could have an overhang or a cliff or something, and it's as long as they can get under it and it will shelter them from rain or snow or whatever coming down.
They recognised it as a shelter.
Yeah, no, they fully accept. They just go underneath it and just shelter them.
I imagine that some foliage, so some big trees will be the same, so that some animals will actually go under a tree when it's raining.
I'm intrigued to see if that will count as even though it might be a very small percentage, whether that counts towards, because there was one we were looking at which had hard shelter, which I think is very much a concrete shelter with roof and things like that, and then there was sort of soft sheltering.
Yeah.
So I wonder.
I think it all is a percentage that leads up to the animal's requirements.
Yeah.
And I think that
which is extensive.
You are yes, it's very extensive, but I think that sometimes you're going to need to be very creative in order to make what an animal requires to get 100% beautiful.
Yeah.
I think for me, I mean, I would be plop, 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 plop to get everything up to the correct percentage, but I don't think it would look very pretty. There's probably a mathematical calculation that we'll get to very quickly.
I don't know. I think the way they've designed it,
I think it can't help but be pretty.
Yeah, I don't think, unless you were literally in this corner, I'm just putting rocks down, and then I'm putting bushes over here, and it would look very formulaic. But even then, I mean, they have designed a tool that is incredibly easy to use and just makes even the most simple thing look just incredibly pretty.
Even I got excited when I saw the pool where she was putting the water in, and it's the same as Planco. You know, you're looking for the same blue line. Once the blue line comes up, you can click and your water goes in. So that leads us...
I was about to say, speaking of water...
That leads us into... I've got to say, one of the shocks for me.
Best kept secret.
Best kept secret.
Yep.
So you need to power buildings,
and you need to keep your water clean.
Using
water filtration. Yep.
So it looks as if the snippets that we've seen is that you have to put down water filtration systems.
Yep.
And there's overlays that show you, I'm going to guess how clean your water is across the park.
Yep.
And also you need to power certain buildings.
Yeah.
And you saw, during the day, you think you saw solar power.
There was, in the evening they showed a generator. It looked like a diesel generator, something like that.
Generator.
But the one I saw during the day, which I'm assuming is that we're going to have to research these things, was one that had a solar power on top, or solar panel, sorry, on top. So yeah, I'm going to guess that you can research, more efficient filtration systems. You can research.
That's a whole other layer of simulation.
Yeah.
On top of a simulation, on top of looking after animals.
Yeah, so these have got like the whole own overlay. So when you select the power, it will show you a power grid of what's requiring power, whether something's run out of power. You've got the overlay for water, so it'll show you how what water's clean, not clean. You've got the overlay for the animals.
I was going to say, cheeky note on that one, there was also an overlay for animal happiness.
That's genius.
That's genius. So you flip on the overlay. Do you remember SimCity?
I do, yep.
And SimCity had similar overlays where you could flip it to the overlay modes, and you could find out how likely a fire was going to be, or how good your coverage vegetation.
This one is so clean though. Literally everything goes white, apart from the animals, which are either green, red, yellow,
amber.
Yeah.
Really, really, really clever. I thought that, so those tools and that's going to be one of the best kept secrets, as we said. There was no hint of that.
I had no idea about the power and the water stuff, no.
And nothing like that in Planco.
No.
I don't know too much about Jurassic Evolution. Maybe.
See, well, that's interesting. I don't know anything about it, but I know they had Ian Malcolm and I can't remember the other woman's name as storytellers in that, like Bernie and Nancy.
Yeah.
So my guess is potentially you had to power gates and things. I don't know. I haven't played it, but I'm going to guess you had to have power plants to keep electric gates going and things like that.
I imagine you possibly did because it's very Jurassic Park.
Yeah. So they're taking. Yeah,
they're taking bits of everything.
Yeah, and combining them into something incredible.
So there was another good thing that was announced today.
Yep.
They told us about the beta.
Oh yeah, I already did that. I told everybody about that.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You saw my thunder.
Yeah, completely. Go on.
So we know the dates of the beta.
We do.
Okay. Now, did you explain to everybody what's in the beta?
No, I just got super excited and told everybody the beta's coming.
So you basically went, the beta's
No, that's literally, yeah, that was pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay. So, the beta's coming, 24th September. We've got it for 2 weeks, which I think is pretty generous. I've got to be honest.
I know a lot of people are crying, well, not crying, but annoyed about this. I can 100% understand people have an issue with regards to it supposedly being summer.
Hey. I'm a September birthday girl, and September has always been
I don't
summer.
think they did it just for you, but what I was going to say is, I can understand that. But I think people saying the 2 weeks is too short.
That's rubbish. It's plenty of time.
Is it okay? If they were doing that, it was, I don't know, June or July, and we were getting the beta, I'd be like, yeah, 2 weeks is no time at all. We still got ages the game comes out, but by the time this is done in October,
we've got like 4 weeks and it's out.
It's not long, and the game's out.
I've got to say that I mean, I know it lines up very well with my upcoming life, but for me, I think 2 weeks
You're
is
not
generous.
alive right now.
No, I am alive right now. But
What you mean is you're going on holiday.
I am going on holiday. Yeah, it lines up really well because I go on holiday the week after beta closes, and then I'm actually back a week before the game comes out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll be rested.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and I'll leave you lots of footage for everybody to put up from the beta.
Sounds good.
Okay. Anyway, out of my personal life, so I don't have a problem with 2 weeks. I think it's fantastic. I personally was expecting a long weekend over the bank holiday, and that was it.
I'm kind of just happy we've got it.
Yeah,
Full stop.
me too. And we have got it, haven't we?
Yep.
We're good to go when it comes out on the 24th.
Hell yeah.
You will regret if you ever watch our channel because there's going to be tons of it on there. Anyway,
Well, you won't regret it if you enjoy. In fact, if you enjoy Planet Zoo, subscribe. To the channel.
Subscribe, please.
Don't tell people not to.
please subscribe. We love you. Right, first thing that's going to be released is the first scenario with Bernie and Nancy.
Yep.
Which we've just watched a bit of.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think very story mode. I don't mind the story the first time I do something, and I think if it's going to be taking us through a journey, then I'm quite happy having Bernie and Nancy hold my hand, because I've got to say those streamers were struggling to play that game today, and I think that actually having Bernie and Nancy hold your hand for the first couple of scenarios whilst you get your feet under the table and you work out what all of the bits and pieces and all of those tabs do is going to be really fantastic.
I will say very much as well, they are still scenarios, but they are very much tutorials. They're really not to be confused with the scenarios that you got in Planko. They are very much, this is how you move your camera around.
Well,
this is what we need you
move
we need
to the snow leopards.
Close
wasn't
a
it?
wall in this place. Call somebody to do
Do you
this.
know that harps back though to how games used to be?
I'm
do you know
a
in the
huge
very
fan of
old
it.
days you used to get a booklet with a game? Yeah.
God, yeah.
I remember. I mean, me and you we've been together a long time.
Just so
haven't we?
everybody knows, there used to be a time when you didn't get digital.
Oh yeah. They used to come. You used to have to drive to a shop to buy games.
You used to have midnight openings.
And in the car on the way back, I remember Grimballs always used to open up the game and you'd get the book out and you'd start reading it.
Yep.
Okay. Then they got rid of books. And what they did after that was actually the first half hour of each game you played was a hand-holding exercise of scroll your camera to here, do this, do that, do the other. And then they've kind of got rid of that from games these days. It's just guess.
To be fair, and this is maybe a bit snide, but I don't think it is. I don't think there's really that many games that are that complex.
I think this is.
Because, oh my god, this is. And I will say that my saying that is very much from a console point of view, is that I don't think there's not really complex simulators anymore like this, which is why it's so why I think people are so excited to see something come back.
Brain mashing. Right, moving on. The other thing that we're going to get a bit of during the beta, whatever you want to call it.
Yep, go for it.
Is franchise mode. Now, again, this has been kept secret until today.
No, I told everybody about it.
No, I said until today.
Yeah, I told I've informed everybody. I said
that was today.
Yeah.
Okay, so franchise mode is what appears to be a bit of a cross between Sandbox and what Planko calls career mode.
No, I didn't tell anybody that.
No, because you didn't really bother to do any research, did you?
Scooby-Doo.
No.
Yeah.
So Now, again,
Feel bad.
I don't know if we're going to get full access to what they're calling franchise mode for the beta, but what this is going to be on launch is a bit like career mode. You build up your zoo, you get your animals, you breed your animals, but then I believe that we're going to be able to trade between players from within the game our animals. So very much like in the real world, where zoo animals get donated to different zoos. So if one zoo's got too many leopards, they'll donate it to a different zoo and that kind of thing.
Help with breeding programs and things like that.
And I think that the same thing's going to happen. Very much like when you're playing the game, I noticed that actually when you go into the purchase animals window, you actually are selecting a specific animal.
Yeah.
So it's actually usually a named animal already with characteristics. And what you could do is, in franchise mode, is you can create the ultimate snow leopard with the best statistics.
It's easy for you, so.
Yep. And then be willing to breed that and upload it onto the marketplace to trade with other people.
Yeah, because the better stats they get, the higher their prestige, the more they bring in guests to your zoo.
How fabulous is that for the community?
It's really good.
I'm
Also,
excited for that
links into, still not a lot of information on it, but it links into a thing called conservation currency. Conservation currency, this is pure rumour. I haven't seen anything on it when I've looked it
Apart
up
from they've
online.
got leaves on. The currency in the game has got a leaf on it.
So there's cash, money, where you buy things with, and then you've got this conservation currency, which looks like you could say buy a snow leopard for 200 conservation currency.
And I think that must be like doing good currency.
Yeah, from what I've heard, the way you gain it is by literally breeding animals, releasing them into the wild, or releasing them onto the shared marketplace, things like that. So anything conservation based, enabling the continuation of a species, will give you that currency.
Do you reckon eventually I'll be able to buy like a golden statue of an elephant with my conservation currency?
I don't know, that's the intriguing thing. I wonder if you will, I don't know, release 100 animals back into the wild or marketplace, unlocks a gold statue which you can buy with.
They did say, okay, that on launch, so this isn't beta, this is on launch, that this franchise mode is going to have weekly challenges for the community.
You know what I just suddenly thought, which will be interesting? I just suddenly thought, I wonder if you can breed the best possible animal, whether that determines their conservation currency value. So if an animal has a very high prestige, it has a very high conservation animal. So it's almost like an auction house. You can put your animal up there for other people that have a lot of conservation currency to buy your, cream of the crop.
But also I think there'll be challenges, so maybe like challenges in a week to release certain number, or to create the best.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. So again, I think that's it's adding an external element to what's something that sim game players aren't good at, because we're not good at going outside of our environment.
I was going to say, that was one of the few things I actually enjoyed about the one that we do not talk about, Zoo Tycoon.
We don't talk about that!
I know we don't, but that was one of the few things I actually liked, were the challenges.
Yeah.
For releasing things into the wild and stuff like that. I enjoyed that aspect.
But you see, original Zoo Tycoon had Zoo Tycoon 2 had those as well. They had challenges, but it was all in the trophy mode.
It was limited by the technology at the time. So
now,
I'm
we
glad
are rambling on, and someone advised us.
We're almost half hour.
Yeah, I was going to say, someone advised us we should do short videos.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yes.
Yes.
However, this hasn't been a short video, has it?
This has not been a short video.
And I've still got 2 more points to make.
Let's do it. Well, we're in for a penny.
Okay. So the first one was donation boxes.
Yes.
So whereas people would pay to go on a ride in Planco,
I got it. Never understood that.
But
why they paid to go into the
that's
park.
because we're in Europe, and in Europe you don't. Whereas in certain places you do.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, if you go to a fairground, you pay to go on a ride, not to get into the fairground.
And you pay for tickets.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yes.
Donation boxes. So I think again, it's all about placement. Putting them somewhere where the guests are actually watching animals. They're very likely to donate to each animal. I thought that was kind of cool. And an extra way of getting cash.
Yep.
Management side kicking in again. And the other thing that really fascinated me, and I think pretty much every player that we saw.
Yeah.
Have you had an idea?
I did just have an idea.
Oh dear God.
What if another way of gaining leaves if you're not someone that's into breed, because I won't overly care about the breeding side of it. I want all the animals to be happy and enjoy it, but I'm not going to use the marketplace.
What if you put your donation money?
What if you can use the donation money? You give that to a charity to gain leaves as well.
If the donation money actually went to like the wildlife, so the foundation.
Well, if you could
like
choose,
the orangutan
so if
foundation.
I could choose, I actually want this to go to blah.
We might be getting a bit fantasist.
No, but actually think about it. What if? Go with me on this. You can select that a donation box is linked to an enclosure.
Yeah.
Okay. And then a community thing is gain $1 million gold via the whole community for lions.
That would be really cool. Are you listening, Frontier? Because actually, that's a really cool idea. And then, do you know what you could do? Do that as some sort of Christmas jingle, and then you could donate a percentage of what's made by the community to that foundation.
Yeah, something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, if we ever get successful...
If you had invited us to Germany, we would have told you this.
Yeah, of course we would. And ich sprechen Sie Deutsch, ja?
Yeah?
And English.
Oh, yeah, I could have done that, but
yeah.
I can vaguely do the English bit.
Better than some of them we were watching. Between the two, but she was very good.
No, that woman was incredible. She was doing it in German and English at the same time.
She was.
That was phenomenal.
Got a little crusty.
Crusty?
Yeah, a little bit of a crusty.
What?
She was quite sweet.
No, she was really nice.
Anyway,
She's a good streamer.
can I get back to my other point, please?
Oh God, we still got another point to go.
Yeah, it's the protesters.
Oh, they were funny. Yes.
So everybody today, now again, you know, people have been thrown into playing this. They've not had a chance to obviously follow the Nancy and Bernie training strategy.
Yep.
But so if you're not looking after your animals properly, protesters gather.
Yep, they do.
How cool! They're at the front of your park. They've got placards that are specific to the animals that they're concerned about. And they are telling you that your tortoises are dying.
Do you know, I wonder if... This won't happen, but it'd be hilarious if they broke into the enclosure and tried to free the animals.
That actually really would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't, obviously, but that would be funny.
And there's no consequences, you know, to these wild animals running around the park, other than your guests get a bit scared.
Oh God, I watched somebody who had about 6 tigers or lions, something running around, and they were looking around their park, and the entire park was empty, obviously, because it was now owned by wild animals. Went to the front entrance, and he had, I don't know, maybe 6,000 people were visiting his park at that particular time. All of them were stood outside the front of the park.
Because it would be quite
They wouldn't go
terrifying.
inside. Yeah.
Right, well, that's all my points. Grimbles, thank you very much for keeping an eye on everything today.
Thank you for allowing me back in the zoo world after I took liberties and did the beta release.
Do you know, I really don't mind that, because
know.
some of us are out, and actually, it's important because people want to know this information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, 24th of September.
Should we play some Planet Zoo?
Should we play some Planet Zoo?
Let's do that.
I think we're going to do that. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye.